Your heart pounds instantly. Yeah, sure hope you'll pound me instantly. Hello, and welcome to Chapter 2 of Oblivion Blackout. This is a post-apocalyptic Yandere dating sim in which you are saved from a zombie outbreak by a mysterious man named Ray. He's super sweet to you and incredibly hot, but seems to be hiding a lot of secrets because he definitely knows you from way in the past. I'm so excited to see what happens though, because a new love interest gets introduced in this, and I'm worried that Ray is going to flip out. So, let's get started. We'll start a little bit back here. Which is towards the end of chapter 1, just so it joins together a bit seamlessly. Night falls before you notice and you're limping home. Hey, what are you doing out here? Ray. He's materialized behind you, shopping cart overflowing. I thought you waited home. You were gone forever. I thought. He sighs, skips you up like a ragdoll and dumps you in the cart. Save it for inside. Let's move. I love him. I love the art so much. I find him so attractive. That's when you notice it. The eerie stillness. The dark houses. The silence so thick it buzzes in your ears. Too quiet, right? Yeah, but Doña Ophelia is always watching. Probably nothing. Yet her dogs aren't barking. Weird. You hear a few light taps that distract you. It's Mary, peeking through her curtains, mouth moving. But you can't hear, so you try to read her lips. Pobre. Pobre? Guess I wasn't the only one checking your wallet. Ray jokes, but you're fixated on her frantic gestures, her mouth repeating. Then you pass Doña Ophelia's, and the cart clangs against something. A metal cane. Ray bends to grab it while you continue to watch Doña Mary, who seems even more terrified. Ray takes the cane from her hand and catches the horrors inside Doña Ophelia's house. Her dogs lie motionless in slick pools of blood. Shapes. No, people hunched over her. The jerky unnatural movements hunched and ripping, tearing her apart. Run. No joke this time. Ray's already moving. This time it wasn't a game. It was a matter of life and death. You leap from the car as your niece screams and you fumble with your key. Open the damn door. You try to open the door with your key, but the damn thing gets stuck again and won't turn. Don't do this to me now. You struggle over and over until the key falls from your hands. The creatures emerge from Doña Ophelia's house running after you. Keep running. There's no time. Adrenaline takes over and you begin running in a frantic race alongside Ray. Your breathing is ragged and heavy. Each step seems to cost a little more. Crack. You scream again as your knee cracks internally. You fall to the ground, scraping your hands and knees. Ray doesn't hesitate. He lifts you up, practically throwing you into the shopping cart before taking off at full speed. This way! A little girl's voice cuts through the air. She's at her door with Doña Mary, who's holding a broom. Quick, get inside! Ray runs towards them just as the creature's footsteps sound dangerously close, barging through the doorway like a stampede. Both of you crash into the house, and Mary slams the door shut. Help me! A younger girl tries in vain to drag furniture towards the entrance. Ray immediately rushes to assist her. Outside, desperate blows pound against the door until suddenly they stop, leaving only a monstrous silence behind. Once the movement outside ceases, Ray hurries to you, carrying you to the nearest couch. You writhe in agony with every movement, gripping your knee so hard that you might dig your fingers in. The kneecap is dislocated. You want to scream, but the fear of those things returning stops you. Mary goes inside and quickly returns with an ice pack which she places on your knee. She sits beside you and hugs you, stroking your hair and face in a somewhat rough but sincere manner. Ears tremble, unsure if it's from the pain or the comfort her touch brings. Several hours pass since the attack, but no one dares to speak. The only constant sound is a faint tick, 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 almost imperceptible, that always seems to accompany Mary. Ray has been glued to the window crack for too long, gripping a pipe wrench he found under the sink. Guess they're gone. And he guessed right. But apparently they weren't the only ones who had experienced something like this. The police sirens in the distance confirmed something was happening outside. The older girl turns on the television, and when her grandma scolds her with a look, she defends herself. I wanted to see if Mum was on TV. Mary softens, placing a hand on her shoulder. It's okay, honey. Let's see what they're saying. There has been a significant increase in criminal acts. The streets show looting and clashes between civilians. We recommend the population remain indoors and stay calm. The images showed a man being subdued by a police officer amid the looting. He had traces of a black substance around his mouth and yellow eyes. You look at Ray, but the recognition on his face says it all. He's thinking the same thing. Doña Mary, meanwhile, eyes the shopping cart they brought with them. Honey, one shouldn't do bad things even in the worst of times. Your mother wouldn't like to see you stealing. You lower your gaze, feeling like a scolded puppy. I'm sorry. That's not it, ma'am. We're all in line to pay, but everyone started running and I ran too. She scrutinized Ray. Even without her glasses, her bad boy radar was going haywire at his appearance. And you. Don't go putting ideas in this girl's head, eh? She's not alone. No, I know your type well. They promise you the heavens, but you end up eating dirt. Be honest. He looks like trouble, but he's got a golden heart, Mary. The old woman's expression softens at your words. Forgive me, mija, but if you don't correct them early, they turn out worse. I only scold because I care. Un gansito. The little girl was rummaging through their cart. You can have it. She looks to her grandmother for approval, then grabs it with a smile and ran off. What happened to you, mija? Why is your leg hurt? You told Doña Mary everything since yesterday morning. The accident, the woman, the injured, the lights in the sky. And we saw them too. First the sickness and now this. I think God's announcing the end times. He must be tired of all the evil and suffering in the world. And speaking of suffering, how is your mum doing? She asked innocently. Of course she didn't know. You hadn't told anyone. She's fine. They're taking care of her at the hospital. You lie. Ray watches from his spot, arms crossed, his expression unreadable. We should put this food away before it spoils. Can we use your fridge, ma'am? Yes, go ahead, mijo. He quickly gets up, taking the cart to the kitchen, but soon returns for you. Yandere, come help me. Don't worry, Doña Mary, it's fine, I'll carry her. He smiles and lifts you in his arms, carrying you to the kitchen where he sets you on the counter. He peers discreetly into the living room, confirming the others are distracted by the news. Thanks. Don't mention it. I know when someone needs an escape from tough conversations. He begins putting groceries away as he sits in silence. So, golden heart, huh? You both chuckle softly. You gaze out the window at the darkened neighborhood, the same streets you've always known, now feeling as dangerous as being unarmed in the jungle. Distant police sirens, ambulances, and even fire trucks wail in the distance. You're not sure what's happening out there, but one thing's certain. This is just the beginning. At bedtime, Doña Mary gives you and Ray blankets, offering her living room as a makeshift sleeping quarters. Darkness blankets your rest, judging by the silence, everyone else's too. Everyone except Ray. He stares at the ceiling soundless while your consciousness remains adrift in dreams. Without hesitation, he slips to your side, kneeling before your sleeping form. For a moment, he just watches you. In his eyes, the greatest tenderness he's ever voiced fights through a storm of conflicting emotions, revealing pure longing. I can't believe it's really you, Yandere. Not to everything, you're still you. His whisper carries a forgotten intensity as he brushes his lips against the corner of yours. Imperfect circumstances, but you were here, and that was enough. His thumb traces your cheekbone. I saw your mom's ashes yesterday. I'm so sorry. She was a good woman. Kind even to someone like me. See, same as like when we first played the first chapter, I really want to know who he is. Finally, he pulls back, withdrawing his touch like he's lost the privilege. Sleep easy, boo. Whatever comes tomorrow. He took a step back, then another, moving away from you. This time, I promise, I won't let anyone take you from me. He retreats to a sofa, silence reclaiming the room. I'm so excited for him to go full Yandere, but his promise remained. That's so intense, I can't wait. Day 3. The city fell silent that morning. The kind of quiet that follows a storm. Ray, just like the night before, peered through the crack in the window. They're hiding from the sun. Vampires, maybe. It sounded like a joke, but at this point, anything was possible. Looks like zombies to me. The kind that eats plants. Ray shot her a blank look before turning his eyes back to you. How are you feeling? Scrapes, cuts, a knee that's definitely seen better days. You return the same blank stare. Right, stupid question. Language. Sorry. Any news? On the internet, some are organizing relief centers. Others are posting tutorials on how to make weapons out of sticks and nails. Lots of people say they first saw the others right before the first trumpet sounded. Everyone's arming themselves, this is getting real. I feel like you're so lucky to still have like TV and internet, because can you imagine if that was just cut? You glance around, it's a humble home. But the windows are tightly barred with metal sheets. Ah, Latin America. Never a dull moment. We should go back to my place. Ray seems to consider it for a second but quickly shakes his head. We don't know if it's safe out there. We're staying put for now. We? Don't let me in with you, I can make it back. With my knee? No way! Even with your legs swollen to twice its size, you try to stand with what you hope looks like dignity. But the second you put weight on it, you crumple. He catches you before you hit the floor. All you can do is stare down, frustrated. Even if you could, I'm not letting you risk getting bitten by some half-rotten arsehole on the way. You know he's right. You know you should stay still, but your pride is clawing its way up your throat, fighting the helplessness of depending on someone else. A feeling that only gets worse when the guy with the dark hair offers you painkillers from his pocket. You snatch them from his hand, reluctant. Since when were you my babysitter? Since you can't even walk. You bite your tongue, too frustrated to reply. Does anyone else live here with you, Doña Mary? My husband passed years ago. My daughter, well, she lives far away for work. Ray lets out a sigh, his eyes drifting towards the entrance, still barricaded with the cabinet he pushed there the day before. We're in this together now. You don't answer. You just lean back, helpless, and let the painkillers do their work. The noise from the street has faded for now, so for the moment you rest. Day 4. It rained during the night, leaving the streets flooded with murky puddles that mirrored the crumbling buildings and abandoned cars. The power's been flickering for hours, blackouts coming and going like a bad omen. Grandma, why hasn't Mommy come back? Doña Mary pressed her lips tight, as if the words are stuck in her throat. She must be very busy with everything that's happening. Menina? Until then, I'll take care of all of us, okay? Camilla lowered her head. Her eyes clouded with a sadness too heavy for a child, and she turned on the TV. Overnight, unverified videos started circulating online showing what nursing staff are calling the others roaming inside hospital facilities. This is Abel Torres reporting from TZMG's main studio. We're joined now by 2 experts to help us understand what might be happening to these individuals. Dr. Moises Varquez, epidemiologist, and Miranda Soto, specialist in autoimmune diseases. Doctors, what's your take on this? What do you believe this illness affecting the others could be? What we observe now may be a mutation of what's been called collagen astray syndrome, which has affected the population since 2023. As we know, CAS23 is a condition that attacks collagen structures in adults, causing skin lesions, accelerated aging, and loss of tissue elasticity. There's a clear degenerative pattern in the skin and connective tissue. With all due respect, doctor, that doesn't explain the violent behavior. We're seeing reports of aggressive reactions, high pain tolerance, and severe neurological deterioration. This looks closer to a brain infection, possibly prion-related. A prion? Forgive my ignorance, doctor, but could you explain what that is? Of course. Unlike viruses or bacteria, a prion isn't alive. It's a misfolded protein that causes other proteins in the brain to misfold as well. Basically, it's a chain reaction of brain destruction. No DNA, no RNA, just defective structure that replicates its own error like a corrupted copy, and that slowly destroys brain tissue. But the dermatological pattern is still present. We're seeing skin degradation, allergic reaction, lesions identical to classic CAS23. Yes, but also extreme aggression, loss of awareness, and erratic movement. CAS doesn't cause that. This is a central nervous system invasion. Doctors, please, I know this is complex, but let's try and stay calm for our viewers. My apologies, I just believe we can't downplay this. It's not just a skin disease. There's an alarming behavioral transformation happening. And all I'm saying is that we can't ignore the similarities to CAS. If we dismiss it, we might miss key clues. Understood. One last question for both of you. Is this contagious? We don't have solid proof yet, but if it is contagious, it could spread through direct contact. We can't rule out airborne transmission either. And if it's a prion, transmission would be even more complicated, but not impossible. It could persist in tissue, blood, even on surfaces. And if it's neither CAS nor a prion, then we're facing something completely new. Something we haven't even named yet. Doña Mary listened to the report, her eyes fixed on the floor full of dread. God protects us, my children. May God protect us. Ray sat beside you and placed his hand on your shoulder. You didn't look at him. You were still staring at your wounded leg. No one left the house that day, but the noise outside grew louder and so did the fear. Day 5. Doña Mary was already up, preparing the meal for the day while Camilla swept dust from the corners of the room. How are you feeling, honey? I still can't walk. The older woman stepped into a small backyard and cut a piece of aloe vera. She began applying it gently to your knee, wrapping it carefully with a clean cloth. Is my mum on around this time? The girl's voice cut through the quiet. Doña Mary nodded softly and Camilla turned up the volume on the TV. Amid the chaos, local communities have begun organizing temporary shelters to aid the injured, as hospitals remain overwhelmed or completely inaccessible. We go now to our correspondent, Jackie Rodriguez, who's at one of these shelters. Jackie, what can you tell us? Thanks, Abel. What started as displacement due to structural risks has turned into a full-blown nightmare for many. We're receiving constant reports of attacks by what witnesses describe as sick, out-of-their-mind individuals or something outright not human. Personally, we've been here since 9 AM and haven't seen anyone matching those descriptions. But the stories and videos circulating online are too consistent to ignore. Next, we'll speak with some of those affected. Back in the house, a deafening boom ripped through the air. Eyes snapped from the screen towards the barred windows. A massive cloud of smoke and fire bloomed in the distance, swallowing part of the sky. Close enough to hear, far enough that the shockwave didn't shatter the windows. What was that? Sweet merciful God. Neither of you knew what it was. A gas line, a station, a bomb. One thing was clear. The world outside had become a hostile place. As you stared at the world falling apart in real time, the TV droned on in the background. Thank you for that report, Jackie. Now breaking news, local authorities have announced a curfew starting at 6 PM. Everyone must remain indoors at that time. The power went out. Day 6. Your phone's battery is about to die. Hey, Cammy, can I borrow your charger? Coming! The girl went to her room and came back handing you the cable. Maybe it was the habit, or the threat of losing power for good, but you plugged it in using Camilla's charger. A pink monstrosity covered in heart stickers. You sit aside staring at the ceiling and then your phone vibrates. An unknown number. Frowning, you slide your finger to unlock it. I'm so sorry, kid. I knew this would happen sooner or later, that's why I stayed away. Oh, it's my dad. Get to the outskirts of the city. Stay away from stagnant water. And if a man ever finds you and asks about me, tell him I abandoned you years ago. Don't try to text back. I borrowed this phone from a corpse. I won't contact you again. But if you need to say something, use a shortwave radio. Tune it to 1.4 MHz at 3:33 AM. I'll be listening. I love you and I loved your mother too. Never forget that. I'm sorry for everything I put you through. The part about the water is serious. It's not a joke. You get really sick. Your hands tremble. You coward. Now you care. What's wrong? You shake your head. Despite your inner conflict, you almost ran to tell Ray. Almost because you can't. Fortunately, you can see him from where you're sitting. Oh, he's so pretty. He's standing by the patio door, a cigarette dangling from his lips. Ray! Yeah? I have a signal. When he hears your words, you can see Ray stop himself from sprinting over right away. Cigarette still in his mouth, he catches himself, puts it out and starts moving. The smell makes you cough and you cover your nose with a disgusted look. What a shitty habit, isn't it? Everyone has their own way of dealing with anxiety. You couldn't just pick up a book instead or something. You say it with a reproachful tone and a scrunched up face. He just lets out a short, amused breath through his nose and smiles as he walks over to you. Wait, you're saying you have service? My stupid dad texted me. Your dad? Let me see. For a moment, almost imperceptibly, his shoulders relaxed, and a faint smile full of relief crosses his face. God, that's good news. You know him. Your words make him react sharply, erasing all emotion from his face. No, I meant the signal. Can I call someone? You nod, and he immediately dials the number and puts the phone to his ear. The number you've dialed is not available. But he didn't give up, he dialed again. The silence stretched for minutes as he called over and over until he finally hung up, lowering his head. Doesn't look like they're answering. I'm so sorry. Don't be. It was to be expected. It was obviously in a situation like this, not everyone could get lucky. No tears fell from his eyes, but the deep sadness he felt was written plainly across his face. In the set of his jaw, the slump of his shoulders. You wanted to say something, but he didn't linger. He just walked back to the patio and picked up a cigarette right where he left it. He didn't know who he had been trying to call, but it must have been someone important. Oh, I feel bad for him. Day 7. Mary had gotten up to use the bathroom when the crack of gunfire shattered the night silence, jolting you awake. Get down, now! It felt like deja vu, pressing yourself against the floor with him once again. But the situation left no room for hesitation. Get away from the living room! She shouted from the hallway, crawling on her hands and knees towards the girl's room. You and Ray followed, dragging yourselves across the floor. This time, the gunshots and screams outside didn't stop until sunrise. Even then, you all stayed hidden until well into the afternoon. Looks like they broke into the house across the street last night. Peering through a crack in the windows, he saw several bodies hanging from a neighbor's balcony. It was impossible to tell if it was suicide, lynching, or something worse. He turned back, his eyes meeting yours before shifting towards the girls. Without a word, he closed the curtain. Later that day, you tried to get online, hoping to find some kind of update. But nothing. No signal, no news, just silence. It's gone. No post, no news. Doña Mary walked over to the modem. All the lights are blinking except for the one on the internet. It was completely dark. Maybe my Jackie will say something. Clutching that thin strand of hope, she turned on the TV. Several of the cities have been cut off due to power outages. As we're seeing now, the streets are... Oh no. What was that? I hope nothing happens to her. A flood of frantic footsteps seem to pour out from nearby buildings. The camera doesn't show them, but the horror on the reporter's face says it all. Carlos, get in the van! Now! Now! The cameraman and Jackie bolted, scrambling into their news vehicle and slamming the door shut. We're inside. I think we're... Fists or worse slammed against the van. The camera shook as shadowy figures climbed over the windshield, blotting out the light. Carlos! Carlos, drive! The van was surrounded. No matter how hard Carlos revved the engine, it wouldn't budge. They're all over us. That crash. The side window shattered. Screams erupted from inside the van. Carlos struggled wildly as Jackie scrambled uselessly towards the back, clutching the camera now pointed directly at her terrified face. Mom, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. A disfigured hand suddenly yanked her hair. The camera tumbled sideways, capturing nothing but screams. Oh no! Jeez, that's terrible. Imagine watching your, daughter die while on TV. She cried out, rushing towards the screen in helpless anguish. The girls rushed out of their room the moment they heard their grandmother crying, but Ray was quick to approach them, covering their eyes with his hands. Did we lose the feed? God. The anchor stared desperately off camera, searching for direction from his producers. We're gonna break. Please stay at home. Day 8. The power went out completely last night, so now everyone's gathered around an old radio that Mary had, which has become your only source of information. It's 9:35 in the morning, and we're still here reporting for you. To the folks that keep sending messages, yeah, we got them. We know about the reporter. Now, in case you missed it, yesterday there was a protest outside the government, powerless over the massive blackouts hitting the state. Reporter Jacqueline Rodriguez and her cameraman Carlos Estrada were on the scene when you turn off the radio and glance over at Mary. She's at the dining table, stroking a photo of Jackie looking lost. The girls are out back reading The Sun or something. They didn't have a clue. You scratch at your arm through your sleeve, but a sharp burn makes you jerk your hand back. Shit. You've been dealing with the itch in silence for days. Hell, if the others can find out why. Wait, what itch? Nobody can know. Yiddy! No! Ray! You glare at Ray as he flicks the radio back on. Sorry, it probably moved on. We need to hear what's happening out there. Mary looks up from her spot, doesn't say a word, just nods. Due to recent offense, the was working with the army to set up a quarantine zone in Atslan Stadium. Hearing Atslan got tightens. According to officials, the massive evacuation will stop tomorrow morning. The claims Atslan has supplies and adequate material. The signal's completely gone to hell, nothing but static now. Doña Mary shuts it off. At least the government is looking after us. I don't know, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Ray's gone quiet, turning the news over in his head. What's on your mind? Been to that stadium a few times. Nightmare exits. Too many people. If I were one of them, that's a goddamn all-you-can-eat buffet. It's our best shot, Mio. We've got no power, the water's tapped and we're running out of food. I get it, Mary, but think about the head count. What if one of those bosses, just one, gets inside? I'm not saying we're safe here, but in there we're just waiting for slaughter. I know, but they've got soldiers, guns, we've got brooms. Doña Mary and Ray both turn to you, their eyes are on you, waiting. We should stay. Ray's got a point. A place that crowded right now, that's a recipe for disaster. You stare out the window picturing it. Thousands of people, all scared or desperate for something, food and safety. Away the hell out. Even at a concert, when you pack that many people in one place, accidents happen. I don't want to even imagine a stadium where we'd be locked in for God knows how long. Doña Mary wrings her hands nervously, the uncertainty weighing on her mind. If we stay, will you look after my granddaughters as well as a soldier would? The sudden question sends a chill down your spine. You look at the girl, small and quiet. Sophia is even clinging to Camilla's hand. Of course we will, Mary. We will. You nodded before you could think. It was a reflex, an act of courage or guilt. The decision had been made. In the morning, you could hear a small truck moving slowly through the streets. It seemed like the only living sound in the entire neighborhood. Residents of the zone must report to Central Park for evacuation. Please present valid identification and bring only essential items. The rally point will be active only during daylight hours. The population is urged not to go out at night. You all stay silent, listening. You all look out the window, noticing how from some houses, neighbors who had managed to survive until now were rushing out with their suitcases. The evacuation had begun. The noise outside stopped after a few hours, leaving you in a tense silence for the rest of the afternoon. At least until you turn on the radio. It seemed they're on a live call with an elderly woman who says one of the others is outside her house. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm alone with my grandchildren. The police say they can't come until tomorrow. He's still outside and he says he's hurt, begging me to let him in, but I know it's not him. He's just pretending to be my son to trick me to get me to open the door. It can't be him. My son died 6 months ago. You hear several bangs on the door and a man pleading mum in a pitiful tone in the background of the call. The radio host falls silent, not knowing how to react. I left warm water if you kids want to take a bath. Mary comes out of the bathroom, drying her hair with a towel. Even though the whole Jackie situation had emotionally shattered her, she was still trying to be warm with the girls and you. We're not together, okay? Because she's sad, not stupid. Ray can't help but suppress a chuckle, deliberately looking away. But I want to shower with Ray. I'd love to, but it'd be pointless with these dirty clothes. This will be the third time I've bathed without changing. Worn this inside out and backwards, it's done this time. Yeah, we can tell. Those pants could probably stand up by themselves. You return to pinch your nose, turning in the opposite direction from him. It was your way of lightening the mood after such a disturbing call. Last I checked, you haven't changed either, Yinny. That outfit can't exactly smell like roses. Don't worry, I'll bring you some clothes. An old lady's style wasn't exactly aesthetic to you. But with the smell of death you were carrying around, you had no right to say no. A few minutes later, Mary offers you 2 changes of clothes. This is all that might fit you unless you want one of my slips. To her, it was obvious which one was for whom, but didn't you have the capacity to choose for yourself? You pick, so I'll take the pajamas this time. Okay, you adapt, you survive, you win. You'll play by her rules. That makes you feel like you're gonna spit up little hearts putting that on. You hadn't worn pink since elementary school, but oh well. If there's any consolation, I think you look cute, like a little cake. I'll show you a cake, bends over. The cake I'm gonna shove in your face if you call me that again. Yeah, that cake. What does this say? I will find out. Oh my god. Wait, he says, if you throw the cake at me, where would you be sitting? Wow, me and Ray think alike. You give him a bonk with your cane. Doña Mary watches from behind, shaking her head in disapproval. Ah, tisk tisk. You grab a towel in one hand and your cane in the other, trying to push yourself up. Ray doesn't waste time coming over to pick you up in his arms. Whoa! I'll carry you. By this point, it was already a habit for Ray to carry you everywhere, so you cling to his shoulders and look away. Just because it was habitual didn't mean it wasn't embarrassing. I have legs, you know, but I have hands. What a curious coincidence, right? You wanna use the hands for something else? You blink a couple of times before frowning with a slight pout. Why wouldn't you let me walk? I don't know, maybe because you look like Bambi doing it? It's not that bad anymore. You should just give me my independence. Or do you plan to carry me everywhere forever? What can I say? It's a habit. A habit? It's only been a week. He smiles and deliberately ignores you, carrying you towards the bathroom. Whoa. Once inside, he closes the toilet lid so you can sit on it. Well, have a good bath. Don't forget to wash behind your ears or you grow mushrooms. Oh, and pass me your clothes. I'll wash them so we can change tomorrow. What? I can wash my own clothes? It's a bit late. By the time you get into it, the sun will probably be down. You stay silent for a moment, doubting. Well, that makes sense. Alright, wait outside, please. After you say that, he nods and turns to leave. Once Ray is gone, you tend to take off your pants. The zipper gets caught on the fabric. Oh, great. No. You pull a little harder, trying to free it, and nothing. It won't budge. Oh, god damn it. Everything okay? He says from the other side of the door. He's still waiting for you to give him your dirty clothes. Yeah, give me a second. You look at yourself in the mirror, helpless. Okay, if you can't lower the zipper, you'll just push them down and that's it. No luck. The fabric clings tightly to your hips and every failed attempt makes it painfully clear. The damn fabric has decided to become one with you forever. A groan escapes you and you cover your face with both hands, dragging them down slowly. Every time you think you might get a moment of peace, life finds a way to remind you it's a circus and you're the clown. Hey, can you call Mary for a moment? I need her help. Okay. Silence falls on the other side of the door for a minute before you hear his footsteps returning. Oh, I don't think it's a good time. Now that you pay attention, you swear you can hear sobbing even from here. I'll help you. No, wait, I can do it. Another desperate attempt to lower the zipper only makes things worse. The damn thing refuses to budge and somehow ends up even more tangled. Not knowing whether to laugh or cry, you settle for staring up at the ceiling, imagining a single dramatic little tear sliding down your cheek. Please come in. He steps inside, carefully closing the door behind him. Oh no! What's wrong? The zipper is stuck. The zipper? Without asking, he kneels in front of you as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Let me see. His hand goes straight to your zipper, trying to deal with it himself. You can feel the warmth of his breath at the height of your abdomen while he examines the zipper. It's not working, just rip it. Rip it? Starting to think this was a ploy just to give Mary reasons to scold me. Just do it. You didn't have to say it twice. He didn't waste any time grabbing the edges of the fabric and... Rip? Look at his face. You look down and yeah, your pants have been torn to shreds. And not just the pants, but also part of your underwear too. Ray! Freedom! But at what cost? Panic sets in. You cover yourself immediately, grabbing the first thing at hand to attack the bastard Ray, the wet sponge. I'm sorry. He covers his eyes with his hands and tries to run out of the bathroom, only to crash disastrously into the sink and then against the doorframe before getting out, slamming the door behind him. Despite the shame you feel, there's nothing you can do to erase that image from Ray's mind. You'll have to live with this for the rest of your life. Yeah, I do. You finish your shower without neither shame nor glory. When you step out, he slips into the bathroom without saying a single word. Mary was in the living room frowning with her arms crossed. She had been scolding him for a long time. Oh my god, he looks so good. Wow, Ray with his hair tied up, that's so hot. Later, Ray was already wearing the black dress pants and the button-up shirt tucked into the last fold. His hair was damp and he even combed it. Wowee. Oh my god. I don't know what it is, but like something about like a dress shirt rolled up to the forearms on men is so attractive to me. My god almighty. Don't look that bad. I can't tell if you're about to preach a sermon or file taxes. This doesn't look like strawberry shortcake. You give him another bunk with the cane. Oh, shirt's tight. He tries to stretch in the constricting garment. You see how uncomfortable he is just by looking. Duh, then take it off. You say as if it were the most obvious thing in the world. It's not like you're the one who gets Mary scolding. Yinny, no matter the circumstances, you're still a little troublemaker, aren't you? But fine, if you insist. And then he takes it off and he looks great. Mary better not find out about this or she'll throw me out of the house. You let out a little laugh, trying not to look more than necessary. But no, I'm staring at every single divot. Now that you're in Mary's house, you couldn't help but feel like a kid in Catholic school. Hey, I didn't know you had tattoos. Ray's gaze drops to his arm, following yours. Yeah, just a few reminders, that's all. Example, this is an Ouroboros. Symbol that represents the infinite cycle. Reminder that nothing truly dies, just transforms. After finishing his explanation, he looks back into your eyes, only to snort through his nose when he notices how intently you're staring at his pectorals. I am! Like what you see? Can I bounce on it? As soon as he says it, you sharply look away as if eye contact burned. Of course not. Jerk? Pervert? Yeah, jerk alright, as an old jerk. You. I'm not the one who's staring at my chest, Yinny. Have some decency, please. I'm shy. Now that that topic was on the table. Sorry, I didn't mean for that to happen in the bathroom. Mary scolded you because of me. No, it's my fault. I pulled the fabric too hard. More silence. Hey, you didn't see anything, right? Nope. Ray clears his throat a little, before nervously adjusting the blanket to hide the tent that threatened to fall. Ray! You lying piece of shit! Go sleep, Yinny. You decide not to pay attention to whatever was forming at that moment. I want to pay attention, let me see! It's not the time for that. You need to focus on the situation, on the gravity of everything that's happening. Your mind wanders through various thoughts that come and go, stopping on one in particular. Do the others know how to speak? Why do you say that? The woman on the radio. She said one of the others was outside her door calling to her. I'm not really sure actually, though it was a good thing she didn't let him in. Maybe it could have been someone pretending. And if they had bad intentions, an elderly person alone with kids wouldn't stand a chance. In times like these, even we humans can turn into monsters. The certainty with which he said it sends a chill down your spine. We're no different from the woman on the call. Mary is already old and I can't walk. If something wanted to attack us, we couldn't defend ourselves. Yeah, me. Aww. His words gave you a brief relief. A very, very brief one. Because you started seriously thinking about the cruel situation you're in. About how weakness had become synonymous with death in less than a week. And as much as he hated to admit it, you're weak right now. A sound makes you open your eyes. You rub your eyelids before you can focus your vision. Only to notice Ray with Camilla's help working on some kind of DIY project on the table. Oh, it's too early. What do you think you're doing? Camilla looks at you from her spot, smiling. And you? What are you doing awake? Ray woke me up earlier to ask for help. It's turning out awesome, right? Your gaze fixates on the improvised weapon the dynamite team is making. It's the ugliest, most poorly made spear you've ever seen. A screwdriver, a stick, a duct tape, and apparently a whole lot of faith. Mary's right, we're running out of supplies. I'll have to go out and look for some if we don't want to die of hunger and thirst. I don't think there are any places open. Where are you gonna get your stuff? He lowers his gaze for a moment towards his spear, then shrugs. Around, he says, avoiding looking at you in the eyes. What if I go, you feel worried? I don't know, Ray, what if it's dangerous? We still don't know if it's safe to go out beyond here, not with the others out there. I'll be fine. I wasn't sticking my head out the window every day just for fun, watching them eat the neighbors. I was observing them. They don't like the sun, so going out during the day should be safer. I'm sorry I can't go with you. Good luck. Thanks. Tell Mary I'll be back before sundown. He notices the doubt on your face, so he doesn't hesitate to come closer, stroke your cheek to comfort you. Doreen, I promise I'll come back. You nod, trying to swallow your pessimism. All the what-ifs where everything goes wrong, especially because of the improvised weapon in his hand. You think that little stick is gonna do everything? Ray, you're not a caveman. Don't be rude, we worked hard on it. Right? Poor little stick. She is just jealous because with this powerful weapon I'll hunt a mammoth like the provider male that I am, and then I'll walk through the city with my 2 legs because he took a step towards the door, can indeed, another step, walk. And with that he left the house. He stood there, frozen and cold in shock. He couldn't believe the disrespect. Asshole. You mutter as you see him smile mockingly through the window. Hey, wait! The window slides open, making him turn back in his steps. You're gonna need this. A small, heavy, time-worn metal object comes out of your pocket, offered to him without hesitation. A Swiss Army knife. Look how cute he is! It was my dad's. He thought the world was ending every other week, so he gave it to me for when the real end of the world came. I guess now it'll be useful. He took it in his hand, running his fingers over it for a moment before looking at you. You sure about giving it to me? It's a life insurance policy. If you come back, you'll give it back to me, and I'll know I can trust your caveman hunter skills. But if you don't come back, well, at least you'll have the remorse of leaving behind an old lady and 2 little girls. Planting some guilt in my mind, huh? A strange way to motivate people. But I already had enough reason to come back for you. Aww. As he says that, he holds your gaze a second longer than necessary, as if searching for something in your eyes. Then he shifts his attention to your lips. Your heart pounds instantly and you try to ignore it with a careless facade. Kiss him! Damn it! Alright, get going, neighborhood hero. But you better come back alive or I'll revive you just to kill you myself. Technically, if I get bitten. Ah, shush, don't even mention it. He smiled one last time before giving your hand a gentle squeeze. And turning around, walking down the street in search of his motorcycle. Camilla walked over to you, standing by your side as she watches Ray disappear down the street through the window. You like him, don't you? Your head turns slowly towards the girl and you stare at her like you're looking at an alien. Without a yes or no, you simply ruffle her hair. National official sources confirm that extreme cleansing measures. The signal cut out. Oh, if we weren't so far from my hometown, we could have gone to my family's ranch. We'd be safe there with well water and food from the garden. Leave the city? Idea takes you back a few days to your father's message. We could live on a farm with little animals. Sophia looked like she was about to explode with excitement. I was just saying, Mija, it wasn't for real. Well, it could be. Your dad always used to say that a city without services is a giant tomb. And now that the apocalypse was here, it made sense. He might have been a crazy arsehole most of the time, yes, but apparently his craziness had a point. To discuss your idea with Mary, he seems to pay close attention to your words. She agrees. And then we need to get a car. Maybe a pickup truck. Ophelia's son has one. Ophelia's son. The same one you saw devouring her the day Mary took you in. You both look outside through the window. The keys had to be in that house. Now's not the time, but we could try when Ray gets back. Yes, Mija. In the meantime, we start getting ready. Doña Mary took the plan quite well. So for a few hours, everything was quiet. Ray was surely pushing himself hard right now, so you decide to do the same, and despite your bad leg, you help Mary and the girls pack some things. The girls were in the kitchen gathering things on the table. You looked curiously at the chocolate milk mixer, the blender, and the juicer. No, Sophia, we're not taking the chocolate milk mixer. But the mixer has to be with the blender because they're married, and if you don't take it, the cups will be sad because you took their daddy away. That's not true. The blender is married to the juicer. No, it isn't. The juicer is a home-wrecking mistress. Kids are so funny. You don't even know what a home-wrecking mistress is, Sophia. I don't, but my grandma says I should never be one. You can't separate them. You can't. You clear your throat before interrupting the argument. Why are you shouting, girls? Because Camilla is a dum-dum. She wants to separate the blender from the chocolate mixer. I already told her she can't because they're married. It'll be like separating a prince from a princess. You can't. You do know there's no power and we won't be able to use them, right? So then why don't we just take the juicer who's single so we don't leave anyone behind? Camilla and Sophia look at each other as if to say she doesn't get it. No, because if you take the juicer, you have to take its brother, the mortar. You can't leave it all alone. She says, pointing to the mortar under the counter. And then we take it. If we don't bash one of the others' heads in with it, at least it'll be good for making salsa. Your tone is obviously sarcastic, which Sophia's innocent little mind didn't understand. Duh. Well, yeah, right? You were all laughs and fun until the little girl, taking your comment seriously, tried to lift the heavy stone object on her own. The smiles on Camilla and your face vanish instantly as if you were sensing some impending tragedy. with you lunging towards the girl, who, overcome by the weight of the stone, went face first into one of the water buckets they had near the sink. Splash! The sound of water spilling and Sophia's crying fills the whole house. What happened? The woman enters only to find the two of you sprawled on the floor, all tangled up and soaked. As always, you got the worst of it. Dum-dum Sophia tried to carry the mortar by herself. Mary picks up the girl while Camilla helps you up. Oh no, look at this mess. I'll get the mop. The woman leaves, leaving Sophia crying, while Camilla takes your arm and helps you up. Noticing some peculiar lines that were exposed under your sleeve, she looks at you. You look at her and you cover up again with your soaked clothes, pretending nothing happened. However, some desperate knocks on the front door puts everyone on alert. It's me, Jackie. Open up quick. Jackie? Daddy! It's as if her tears reversed course because she stopped crying and ran to the door without thinking, throwing herself into the arms of the man who pushed his way in. He was still young, maybe in his 30s, but his gaze was dull and his skin thin, taut with deep bags under his eyes. He carries 2 canvas bags on his back and a machete in his hand. What the hell? Why are you all wet? Dad? The older girl steps back a little as she sees a mentor with a nervous look. Where's your mom? You clear your throat as you try to wring your clothes a bit. And this chick? Hey! She's our neighbor. Her friend and her are living with us now. The man examines you with distrust. But seeing you all messed up and noticing you favor your injured knee, he instantly relaxed. Oh, I see. I'm Lalo, these girls' dad. He ruffles Camilla's hair just as Doña Mary enters behind him with the mop in hand. What are you doing here? Where else, Doña? I came for my daughters. Now you come to play the model father after what you did. You wretch. Not even the devil wants you in his hell. I wonder what he did. She starts raining mop blows on the man who barely manages to shield himself. Mary smacks a stick against his back and again on his leg. You never seen her act like that. I told you years ago. I warned you that if you ever showed your face again, I'd kick you out with a broom or in a coffin. Get out of my house, you miserable bastard. Demon? Grandma, stop. You're gonna hurt yourself. Doña Mary stumbles as she brings a hand to her chest. For a second, it seems like she'll keep hitting him with one hand while clutching the furniture with the other, but her vision clouds and her legs give way. Oh, my chest. Luckily, the man manages to catch her before she fell. Dad, help me take her to the room. I'll bring her water for her pills right away. The man made Mary put her arm around him and they walked towards the woman's room and turned to look at you. Hey girl, can you cook? The sudden question surprises you. Too many things happen at once to process them all. What do you want to know? I asked you first, don't be rude and answer. Hey! Yeah, of course. Finally, a real woman. Ew! I'm sick of eating instant noodles with beans. You can go back to eating instant noodles with beans, you cunt. He says as you're just another tool in his emergency kit, and the worst part, he smiles, satisfied. Camilla shoots you a nervous look but says nothing. Cook me something with the stuff I brought. You don't know how to cook? He ignores you. He doesn't care about your opinion. I don't like him. The guy takes the backpack off his back and tosses it to you without the slightest care before continuing on his way. You manage to catch it by pure luck, but the weight pulls your body forward and makes you stretch your bad knee, forcing out a silent tear. Ray, come back. There's someone you need to beat up. Did you come to help us, Daddy? Did you bring me candy? Says the little girl as they walk towards Mary's room. Lalo looked at her for a second, serious. Then with a sigh, he reached into the back of his pants and pulled out a chocolate bar, deliberately ignoring her first question. Look, just for you, princess, but no sharing, okay? Oh, look, how kind of that bastard. Yeah, he seems like trash. Despite the spectacle between Mary and that man, hunger takes over and you begin to take out one by one the things Lalo had in his backpack. Canned food, instant soups, and bottled water. A bottle of tequila, a big pack of cigarettes, a bunch of chips and condom. What? It's hard not to judge where that man's priorities really lie. You start evaluating the ingredients at your disposal, thinking about what to make. Nutritious revenge. There's no headspace to cook. No strength either. Cans get open at random and everything ends up dumped into a bowl. Beans and sardines, a mix of pure rage. Imagining it's Lalo's face and yeah, not pretty, not tasty, but at least it has protein. Can I put chips on top? Yay! The girl's culinary tastes come into the question. Although the gastronomic crime you just committed, judging feels a little unfair. Lalo tries the food and haha. He spits it back onto the plate. God damn it! This is disgusting. No way! Even the others will puke on your shit. It's true, this is the most horrendous culinary abomination you've ever tasted. It smells like death and destruction, and tastes like the tears of a kicked puppy. But seeing that son of a bitch suffer, you eat with all the pleasure in the world. Doña Mary had been asleep since the morning incident. So once everyone finished eating, the girls joined her for a nap. The man doesn't even thank you, but he gives you a strange look. Sundown arrives sooner than expected, and Ray still isn't back. Lalo starts listening to the radio, while you, worried, keep looking out the living room window, hoping to see the motorcycle appear from around the corner. Where is he? Your buddy's not back. Did he go looking for food? Yeah. Let's hope he gets back before they evacuate us. Maybe they'll treat us nice for being Jackie's family, huh? Evacuate us? You can't help but stifle a laugh. Poor fool, so that's why he showed up. You're a bit late. They already evacuated this neighborhood. Lalo's silence became palpable. Apparently he wasn't up to date on the news. And besides Jackie, well, she's not with us anymore. That's what she gets for trying to be all strong and independent. If she hadn't left me, I would have kept her alive. You? No? You would have sold her out. The man puts a bottle of pills of dubious origin from his pocket and promptly tosses one into his mouth, swallowing it dry. You want one? It's to relax. What? No thanks. Come on, don't play hard to get. It'll make you feel better. It's the end of the world, so what does it matter? You prefer to ignore him, focusing on the window to be alert for when Ray returns. However, the feeling of breath on the back of your neck puts you on alert. You slowly turn around only to notice Lalo's face over your shoulder. There's no TV, but what if we entertained ourselves for a little while? Ew? Go away? How? You know. No, I don't know. His hand slides down your legs, slowly moving towards your rear. You're not sure what's happening. Or rather, you prefer not to think about it, so you blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. Go check if the girls are asleep. He smiles immediately, looking around, doesn't hesitate to step away from you and go check. That's the only opportunity you need. Goodbye, you asshole. You know if it was an impulse out of fear or stupidity, but you grabbed your cane and ran out of the house. Oh, Yiddy, at night? Even though the street was completely empty. It was littered with constant reminders that things had changed. Dried blood, broken glass, some of the neighboring houses had their doors wide open. You make it to your front door and fumble in your pocket, only to remember you dropped your keys during your last chase. Look for an alternative way in. Still, you don't give up and start looking for a weak point in the house's exterior. An open window, a hole your size, anything. This can no longer be classified as a clown in the circus, but more like, life is a party and you're the piñata. Oh wait, no, actually not. You remember your mum used to hide a key among her plants, in case your scatterbrained father forgot his at home. But which flower pot? Guttural growls cut through the misery, and before there's time to react, one of your old neighbors comes charging straight at you. Run! Survival instinct, dumb and stubborn, doesn't understand concepts like I can't run, my leg is screwed, and tries anyway. Just when you thought you'd reach your end, someone stepped in between the infected and you. Who's that? I know there's like new love interests. He didn't hesitate. In one swift motion, the man unsheathed his katana and sliced up one of the creature's arms, which instinctively recoiled from the attack. Oh my god, he's hot. And then you recognize him. The same messy hair, though now dyed, that stupid cute face, and the gaze you knew all too well. Your mind took a second to register it, but your body knew from his first step. Hermie. There's no answer. All his attention is locked on your neighbor. Or maybe on the fact that after cutting off the arm, the katana had gotten stuck in his ribs and couldn't pull it out. Oh, not again. Oh, he's so cute. Hi. The infected looks at him. He looks at it. You look at both of them. He can only scream internally, trying to get his katana back by yanking on the creature. Oh, it's supposed to cut the head off. 1 second. Poor dumbass, he tried to show off in front of you and it backfired. The other didn't wait and tried to counterattack, but he immediately backed up and with all his strength pulled the blade free. This time he swung the weapon at the creature's neck. His skills? Non-existent. His aim? Mediocre. The sharpness? A whole lot, which made up for the rest. Your neighbor's head rolls to the other side of the street while its body falls to the ground. Oh, Yiddy, you shouldn't be outside. Good thing I came looking for you or you'd already be bitten. You came looking for me? I wonder if he's also Yandere or is it just Ray? Flashbacks flood you immediately. All those nights on video calls, the online games, the 3 AM chats. The first time you met in person, you shared dreams, the day you decided to start a band. That day you were gonna have your first gig. You close your eyes and look away, trying to suppress the knot forming in your throat. I'm glad you're here. The whole shitty situation with Lalo and the infected, finding another human being was the win, even if it was him. You're actually the last person I expected to run into in all this, but thanks for coming for me. Hearing you say that, Hermie's eyes instantly light up. Hey, it's nothing. That's what friends are for, right? You raise an eyebrow. Don't push your luck. Sorry. I wonder what happened between us. Didn't you live in another state? The simple question made him tense up, trying to maintain his smile even though he felt like a deer in headlights. Yeah. The company I work for offered me a position in the city right before everything went to hell. I didn't know anyone else here besides you, so, well, I decided to try my luck, and good thing I did. Got here just in time. By that point, your neighbor's head had stopped moving. It looks like it took an apocalypse for us to see each other again, huh? He joked even though it was clear from the seriousness on your face that you didn't find it funny. Anyway, what are you doing out here? It's a long story. You lean against the wall, bringing Hermie up to speed on everything that's happened. Starting with you and a guy named Ray losing the keys while running from Doña Ophelia's killers. Ray. The interruption comes quietly, his eyes lowering to the ground with a hint of sadness. Do you know him? He shakes his head, returning his gaze to you. I had a friend named that. He died recently. It's not a common name for me, so, well, I wasn't expecting to hear it again. You look at him with intrigue, trying to guess what was going on in his head. Was it because of the earthquakes or the others? He seems to notice your doubt, so he decides to just say it. It wasn't that recent, don't worry. Though I'm sure that bastard would have loved to die that way, smashing those things' heads in with his guitar. Very rock star of him, but that's what he was. Ever heard of Self-HXT? He was the lead guitarist. Actually, no. That's a shame. You probably would have liked his music. But anyway, what happened with you and this Ray guy after that? You pick up your story where you left off. When you mention the situation with Lalo, you notice his anger from the way he's clenching his fists. That asshole. He says, tightening his grip on the sword's hilt. That's a real weapon. Not like Ray's sorry little stick. Where'd you get that thing? Can't you see my hair and my clothes? I'm the anime protagonist. Haha, very funny. You and your Komaeda Nagito hair. You can't help but roll your eyes instantly. Although, okay, that one did make you laugh. He took that as a small victory. Remember, I've always been a filthy otaku. Obviously, I had to have a katana hanging in my room as soon as I had a paycheck. I spent like 3 paychecks on it, but it was worth every damn cent. His gaze drifts to the sky. It's still not that late, but despite the clouds, it's clear that the sun is starting to go down. So no sign of the keys. I know my mom left a key around here somewhere, but I'm not sure where. It's getting too late to look. I hate to say it, but I think we'll have to go back to my neighbor's house until my friend gets back. A little smile immediately spreads across his face. Great. That way I can have a little chat with this Lalo guy. Camilla opens the door while Hermie offers you his arm, guiding you to one of the sofas so you can stretch your leg with relief. What happened? Why did you leave? Your dad was being gross? It's nothing, Cammy. It's okay, look, I found a friend. Lalo was completely zoned down as happy pills on the other sofa, and seeing Hermie walk in with that massive katana even rubbed his eyes and sat up straight. Cookin'? Hey there, you must be the dad that doesn't cook. Silence. Hey, I made dinner. Well, no, she cooked, but I brought the stuff. I did my part as a provider, no, she did hers as the housewife, like it should be. Ew! Provider, man. You think we're in the Middle Ages making a girl cook when she's injured? That's why I wanted her to help, but she left. Lalo got up and went straight for you, putting his hands on you before you could even react. Crack. You let out a choked scream, digging your nails into the sofa fabric. Your kneecap was popped back into place, but at what cost? Hermie doesn't hesitate, shoving him away from you, pointing the tip of the katana at his neck. Lalo gulps at the sudden threat, raising his hands while you writhe in pain. Camilla didn't hesitate to come to your side, trying to figure out how to help you, even though she didn't know how. You hurt her! It's all fine, little one. No, it's not. Get the hell away from me! I fixed her up. I'm a bone setter. You're nothing! He said it, as if to explain to Hermie, trying to calm the situation a bit since he could feel the blade just barely breaking his skin. He was calm and submissive, docile like a little dog. My buddy was always dislocating stuff, you learn over the years. The sun hadn't fully set below the horizon yet, but the sound of hurried footsteps outside had already begun. This is when they start coming out. Buddy, you should really stop making noise or they're gonna eat us all. Hermie never stopped aiming at him, staying in a silent staring contest with the man. He only broke eye contact when he heard the noises outside the house, glancing at you out the corner of his eye before sheathing his sword. The brown-haired man didn't waste any time grabbing his machete and going to barricade himself in the girls' room. Camilla, swallowing nervously, approached you and Hermie. Are you okay, Yinny? Your dad's an asshole. Bad words in front of the kid? Clearly Mary isn't around. Still, Camilla smiles at your words. Yeah, my mum used to say that too. The girl looks down at her little hands. There's something important she needs to tell you. Yinny, my grandma is really sick. She has a heart condition and she's run out of pills. Oh no. Run out how? She had an appointment to get more on the day of the earthquake, but we didn't make it. The little girl's eyes filled with tears, to which Hermie reacted by giving her a few gentle pats. Don't worry, kid. Do you know which ones they are? Your dad and I can go get the medicine tomorrow. The scene instantly brings Ray to your mind. He said he'd be back before sundown, but he didn't come back after all. Where is he? Where's my boyfriend? The next morning arrived, and for better or worse, Lalo was the first one up. He walked sleepily towards the kitchen, which opened right into the backyard, scratching his belly contentedly, completely at ease. That's when he heard something strange. Through the glass, he couldn't see anything, so curiously opened the door, pushing it with his fingers as he peeked his head outside. And then he saw it. Oh no! Man, shut the hell up, dude! The white-haired guy and you jolt upright, seeing Lalo wrestling with an infected in the kitchen doorway. Hermie lunges like a beast instantly, unsheathing his sword. Thanks, he said, swallowing hard, still feeling the adrenaline at its peak. They must have been attracted by last night's argument. Are you saying it's my fault? I'm saying they wouldn't have another reason to get in if they didn't know someone was inside. It was your friend who started screaming. What about me? Soft sobs broke the tension. The girls were standing in the living room with Camilla hugging her sister tightly, while the younger one kept her little hands clasped together. Both little bodies are trembling. You should keep their innocence. You get up from the sofa and taking your blanket decide to cover the scene, making a sort of tent to hide the view from the little ones. Cammy, Sophie, how about you go draw for a little while? And then can we play knights with the boy? Hermie peeks over your shoulder. Okay, only if he needs the dragon. Oh come on, why me? And why not? The girls hesitate for a second, then nod and retreat to their room. Meanwhile, Hermie pulls Lalo aside and they clean the blood off the floor, while you hold the blanket with your arms stretched out just in case. You're not feeling your muscles scream in pain from holding them up for too long. Once the place is clean, they've taken the body out to the street. You take a breath and look at Hermie. So you guys going out for medicine? I don't want to go out. Yes, sirree. Without waiting for an answer from Lalo, Hermie pulls a handkerchief from his pocket and begins cleaning the blade of his katana. What do you mean, yes, sirree? Hey, well, you cannot say that word. Hey! And since when did anyone ask me? No one! You're going anyway if you're gonna say stuff like that. We're going sounds like a herd. You said you were this family's provider, right? So get moving. Provide. Lalo looked at him blankly. And who do you think you are bossing me around? Having a sword doesn't make you the boss. But when it's time to be a tough guy, you're all over it real quick. Nobody's talking to you. The second Lalo raised his voice, Hermie shoved him back from you, stepping in between. Hey, don't yell at her, you idiot. That's just how I talk. They look ready to throw down when Sophia's voice cut through. Why are you fighting? Both guys froze mid-swing, seeing the little girl staring with big worried eyes. They backed off. Oh, sweetie, we just told your dad we should go get medicine for your grandma, but he doesn't want to go. He said, laying the sad tone on thick, even fake pouting. Sophia covered her mouth in horror, looking at Lalo. Daddy, but you have to go or my grandma's gonna die. I don't want her to die. Lalo had to swallow his rage, seeing Hermie's smug grin. He knelt to Sophia's height. No, Miho, they got it all wrong. I am going. They just haven't told me what to get. Well, according to the other girl, Camilla, right? The girl smiled and nodded. We need Losartan, isosorbide, and also warfarin. Losartan's a sorbo and aspirin? No, listen to me, dum-dum. Losartan, isobide, warfarin. Hermie and you almost laughed. Lalo didn't seem amused. He turned red with embarrassment. He didn't waste time grabbing his machete and a canvas bag, then opened the front door, gulping. He clearly didn't want to go, but his pride was stung, so he stepped out. Good riddance. Alright, let's go, he said, looking for Hermie. What happens if we let Lalo go alone? You can go alone. I'm gonna let him go alone. But you said you were going. Don't worry, I'll read the girls a story here. After saying that, you shut the door in his face. Yinny, he was left standing there, stunned. Why'd you do that? He cast himself in the realm. I just handed him the script. You heard footsteps behind you and turned to see Camilla peeking from the bedroom hallway. Yinny, my grandma wants to talk to you. Why didn't you tell us you were sick, Mary? My valve was gonna give out sooner or later anyway. I just didn't think it'd be this soon. Now I'm just dead weight. You can never be a burden. Don't say that. You can never be dead weight. You really mean that, dear? The girls need you, and what would Jackie say seeing you like this? She want me to keep living. No kid wants to watch their parent die. Mary held back tears, nodding. Knock, knock, knock. Hermie knocked but didn't come in. Afternoon, ma'am. White hair, torn clothes, katana. Doña Mary looked like she might faint on the spot. Well, no, she looked like she was about to, but then she recognized him and her eyes lit up. Oh, you're the boy from before. Hermie's eyes went wide. He pointed at himself, confused. Maybe Mary remembered him, but to him, she was just some nice old lady. Yeah, that's me, I think. Sorry, I tried to wait, but I need to talk to Yinny now that guy's gone. Can I? Come back later, dear. I still have something to say to you. You nodded and got up with your cane, following Hermie to the living room. He was decent enough to help you walk. You could feel your pride squirming in your gut, but sooner or later, you'd have to have this talk. This is one of the times you just had to suck it up and deal. Grin and bear it. You both sat on the sofa, awkward as hell. A few seconds passed, and then a few minutes. Not a word, neither of you knew how to start. Two little heads poked out from the hallway, spying on your not conversation. Do they like each other? The older one whispered or tried to, because you both heard her perfectly. No, Yinny has to like the other guy. He has pretty hair. The other one shouted. Sophia didn't even try to be quiet. You want to die. Sophia, they'll hear you. What? They're just staring and not saying anything. Hermie snorted into his hand to keep from laughing. Your face was on fire. You turned slowly towards the girl, making it very clear that you heard them. You take a breath, brace yourself, and get ready to speak. Will we say there was something? Something like that, but that was ages ago. The words hit Hermie like a slap. There was blush. You could see how shocked he was to hear you say it. You never really defined what you were beyond friends, but there was always something there. A bud that never bloomed because life got in the way and then tore you apart. Yeah, at least now I know I wasn't crazy. I knew there was something. He said as soon as he found his voice again, grinning. You didn't know what to feel, but you smiled back anyway. And by the way, you two shouldn't be eavesdropping on other people's conversations. The little girls looked at each other and, giving you one last glance, scurried back into Mary's room like a pair of scolded puppies. Sorry. Your attention returns to Hermie, who seems as stiff as a board now that your eyes found his. Nerves are eating him alive. It was his turn to talk. Yinny, why? He pauses, gathering the courage to continue. Why'd you block me everywhere without saying a word? Why do you hate me so much? Aww. The question drops like a heavy stone between you. You can feel his gaze on you. His shoulders are tense, like he's expecting a blow he doesn't know if he can take. I can take him. His hand finds yours, holding them somewhere between fear and desperation. You try to pull away, but he doesn't let go. Please just tell me. I need to know how I can fix it. Why does the girl I cared about the most have to hate me so much she can erase me from her life? All that time, all I did was try to make you happy, doing everything you wanted. I did so many things for you just so you could be... He bites his lip, cutting himself off as he closes his eyes and looks away, so we could be happy together. His words lit a fire inside you. One you thought you put out years ago. Love? Hate? You can't tell the difference. Are you blaming me? I never asked you to do anything for me. I know that. You never forced me. Everything I did because I wanted to. Because I wanted you. I don't think Ray's gonna be too happy about that, man. All those nights we stayed up doing nothing but talking nonsense and unironically debating the existence of an intergalactic association, even when I had an exam the next day. One time I had to sell sandwiches by the highway to save up money to come and see you, but my mom had to help me because I couldn't chop vegetables without cutting myself. All the time I had to fight for my honor with your dad with the toy lightsaber because he caught me in your room. I even requested a transfer to the city at my job because I hoped I might see you again. A knot forms in your throat. You open your mouth to say something, but nothing comes out no matter how hard you try. His words sound sincere. So sincere they hurt. But then why were you so angry? Why is the thought that he could say all this and still betrayed you hurt so much? Whatever was once affection slowly rotted into hate. And it's ironic because if you hadn't cared about him so much, if it hadn't mattered in that deep, absurd way, you couldn't hate him this much. A couple of knocks at the door interrupt the scene. Hermie tries to pull himself together instantly while you hurry to the door thinking it might be Ray finally coming back. When you open it, you only find Lalo's canvas bag. Ta-da! Don't say I don't deliver. Lalo limps into the house triumphant. Hermione, you look at each other, and after he drops the bag on the table, you both check it. You see box after box and fall silent. Acetaminophen, Ambroxol, and gummy bear vitamins. And the box that said aspirin. It was empty, but the name's on there, see? You asshole! I can't believe this. You close the bag with a heavy sigh, barely biting your tongue to swallow the rage. What? Forgot what you wanted because I was busy fighting one of the others. I mean, at least I brought something, to be ungrateful. There are no monsters in this house. We don't need them. Sometimes the danger is in what people are capable or incapable of doing. Give me a sec, I'm heading out again. Koken's coming with me this time though, I hurt my foot running around. He says without a shred of remorse, limping towards the sofa. Naomi looks at him with disgust, his expression softening only when he looks at you. I'll have to go. You sigh heavily, closing your eyes in frustration. You don't want to be left alone with Lalo again, but you know it's the only way. Go with Mary and the girls while I'm gone. I won't take long. I'll be quick. Even though you almost tell him to go screw himself, your companion helps you down the hall, offering his arm as support while you take slow, careful steps with your cane to the woman's room. Tick, tick, tick. What happened? Sorry, Mary, we don't have your meds yet. You glance towards the living room, lowering your voice. The guy is completely useless. Don't you worry, man. I'll get them myself. Thank you, young man. You're very kind. While you're at it, I'll finish talking with Yinny. Yeah. Can we? Sure. Naomi leaves the room, leaving you alone with Mary once more. The woman adjusts herself, her head resting on a worn-out pillow. Camilla and Sophia are beside her, coloring something in a notebook. Girls, go to your room and play for a little while. You don't want to see a grandma? It's not that. We're going to talk about grown-up things. The girls with their crayons scattered all over the bed looked at each other and, understanding the seriousness, gathered everything before leaving. Stay hopeful, Grandma. The door closes behind them. You and I never really got to talk properly, Mija. I always wanted to ask how you were or at least give you a taco, but you're always flitting around like a ghost. You look down, fidgeting with your thumbs. Before, all I hear was you playing music and singing with that boy who came over to your house. My Jackie said you sounded like an angel. Why did you stop shining, my girl? Now's not the time to worry about that, Mary. Mary just looks down at your arms. At first you don't understand why, then you follow her gaze and realize one of your sleeves has reddened up a little. What is that? You cover your arm automatically. Nothing. You're lying. The woman just looks at you and reaches for the sleeve, not to pull it up but to stroke your arm over the fabric. It's okay. I know what it is. Camilla told me what she saw and I already had my suspicions. Doña Ophelia told me something. Wait, what did that say? History? She says she saw you leaving the house of... Oh, I don't want to talk about that. It's okay, just listen to me. If anything happens to me, remember what you and the long-haired boy promised me. Don't leave my girls with Lalo. He's a bad man. Jackie ignored me when I told her. I warned her so many times not to go near him. That he was dangerous, but she was so in love she wouldn't listen. When they got married, he'd hit her and scream at her every day until one day he almost beat her to death. That's why she divorced him and came to live with me. She didn't even last a month here. After all she went through, she ended up running away even from me and the girls because they reminded her of him. Imagine, 2 innocent little babies. My Sophie wasn't even a year old. You see tears running down the old woman's face as she tried to wipe them with the back of her trembling hand. Since then, I've been taking care of them alone with the little pension my husband left. It wasn't much, but it was enough to buy them their things, keep them well, and take them to school. The poor girls. Lalo sucks. Lalo is going to pay. Like, man, that guy needs to go to hell. Your gaze drifts to the notebook where the girls are coloring. Those childish lines drawing a little family. I know you're doing all that you can to get my medicine. I'm grateful, dear. I'm sure I'll be able to live a few more months thanks to you. It's just I know. Sooner or later my heart is going to give out, and my girls will be left in this cruel world. So please, Yinny, please promise me that you'll look after them. Well, I guess me and Ray have children now. You promise. You can't help but pity her. You always saw her as the cheerful and yes, a little nosy grandma of the block. Your mind can't wrap around the fact that something like this was happening behind her door. That she's been facing this alone all this time, just like you. Don't worry anymore, Mary. I'll take good care of your granddaughters, I promise. You take the woman's hand in yours, gripping it firmly. She smiles and squeezes back with the strength she has left. Thank you, Mija. Even though you always hid from me, I always knew you were a good person. A metallic screech echoes from the living room. Your muscles tense instantly, your heart jumping into your throat. What was that? The door. You don't think twice, you stand up awkwardly leaning on your cane and hurry towards the entrance. Once you get there, you realize nothing. The door is closed and the girls are in their room. What the hell? I'm sure I heard something. You limp to the living room and look around, seeing no trace of the man. Part of you is relieved that that jerk seems to have left. Your steps take you to the window and a sigh floods your being. The whole thing with Hermes still has your mind and heart in a tangled mess. But still, you can't help but worry about him. I'll be quick, he said. That's what Ray said as well. He's still not back yet. How quick was quick? While you were zoned out, a pair of hungry eyes were locked on you from the bathroom door, his expression unreadable. Hey there, darling. How you holding up? Get away from me. He also looks a little different. You jump in his voice, watching him hobble towards you. Who knows when he snuck back in? Hermes nowhere in sight. I was a little rough yesterday, but I was just trying to help. Bet you're all messed up from running from those freaks, huh? Why are you walking like that? You ask, taking a couple steps back as he gets closer. Has he been bitten? Like I said, I twisted a little earlier, but I rubbed it out already. I'm good. The salt on his forehead and his blown out pupils say otherwise. Seriously, I can help you out if you want. You saw with your knee. I know my stuff. I'll let him help us this time. You hated to admit it, but ever since Lalo popped your knee back in, you could walk better. Still, something about him seems off to you, especially since you don't know where Hermie is. Without even waiting for a response, he puts his hands on your neck. Alright, just relax. Crack. A shiver runs down your spine and you feel relief. Oh, damn. Lalo laughs. See? Told ya. I don't like this background music. Something is wrong. His proud tone hangs in the air as his hand keeps moving up your back, over your shoulders with that cold, calculated touch. One more move, another crack, then another and another. And then one of his hands moves somewhere it shouldn't. The relief you felt starts to twist into something darker because you realize what's happening. You come out if I open the door? The tone in his voice isn't playful anymore. He grabs your shirt and pulls it so hard it's reduced to rags in seconds, revealing your arms covered in half-healed wounds. Oh my god, oh no! Lalo tries to shove you against the sofa, but you, already in fight or flight mode, get up and grab the first thing at hand, which happens to be the machete he brought with him when he's arrived. The hell do you think you're doing? He lunges at you without thinking, wrestling you for the machete. The weapon ends up clattering to the floor while you stay on your feet as best as you can. Camilla and Sophia come out of the room hearing the screams and their eyes widen in horror at the scene. Dad, no, leave her alone! She tries to pull him off you with her little hands, but Lalo reacts instantly and shoves her away. Hey! She falls to the floor holding her face in tears. You, get the hell out of here. Don't hit her! The older girl, still hurting, grabs the cane you've been carrying and runs at you both, hitting him with all her strength. He grunts in pain, turning towards Camilla as you take the chance to jump on his back, digging your nails into his face. Camilla, go! Stay in the sunlight and get help! She shakes her head, terrified. She doesn't want to leave you alone. But you can only scream again. Run! The girl, trembling, backs away a little and looks towards the door, then glances back when she hears Sophia crying. She grabs her little sister's hand and runs to the bedroom, sitting her on the bed and covering her little ears. What's happening, sweetie? Camilla shakes her head. There's no time to explain. Stay here, okay? No matter what you hear, don't come out. I'm scared. Camilla wipes Sophia's little face and hugs her, holding her tight. I know, me too. And still she ran out, closing the bedroom door and rushing past you both before bolting out of the house. Lalo turns his attention back to you, slamming your back against the wall to throw you off. And he grabs your neck again hard. Because of you idiots, I got bitten. And you came back to the house, you selfish piece of shit. You think I'm just gonna die like that after how you left me yesterday? After how you treated me? Air starts to become scarce in your lungs so you can only flail uselessly, trying to break free from his grip in vain. Oh, he's been zapped? Lalo's body jerks like he's been plugged into a socket for a moment, though he doesn't let go completely. Doña Mary is there trembling, barely staying on her feet, and taser sparky in her hand before the battery dies. Her face is red, her breathing ragged, and still she doesn't give up. Let's go, Mia! The woman uses Lalo's moment of confusion to pull him off you. You, gasping for air, try to crawl away from him and get up as fast as you can, however he quickly latches onto your leg with all his strength to stop you. Oh, he absolutely better not. A sharp pain makes you look down in horror. Lalo has bitten you. Oh, you asshole! His laugh, dripping with your blood, fills the room. If I'm gonna die, you're coming with me, bitch. Let her go, you demon! You meddling old hag! Hey! The man grabs her too, pulling her down to the floor with him. They both roll across the living room with a clumsy but fierce struggle, until Lalo's arm hits something hard on the ground. The machete. No, your heart lurches seeing it there. Do it. You hear a voice. It's you. Your own mind, but different. Monsters like him don't deserve to live. It's him or you. Do it. What happens if I don't do it? Resist the impulse. You try to lunge to get away from him. It's too late. Lalo already has it in his hand. Mary! The metallic sound fills the air, and as if everything were in slow motion, you see Mary running towards you with horror in her eyes before the machete sinks into the woman's shoulder. Mary jolts but still tries to hit him with her hands before another blow comes down. He raises the machete again, drives it into her once more. Another. Another. Right in front of his daughter as well. That's messed up. The girl's piercing scream floods the house. Mary isn't moving anymore, and when Lalo's realized what he's done, he himself seems to be in shock at his own actions. I didn't mean to. You shove him with all your strength and kneel beside Doña Mary's body, trembling. The man drops the weapon, shaking, then looks at Sophia's wailing from the bedroom doorway. He tries to hurry towards her, but the little girl, terrified, runs out of the house, leaving the door wide open behind her. The monster tries to go after the little one. You can't stop looking at the pool of blood spreading wider and wider under Mary's body. Ray, where are you? No tears, you don't hear the screams. There's only a deep, overwhelming silence, one that swallows you and pulls you away from everything. Mary, despite everything, seems to have a sliver of consciousness and tries to lift her hand towards your face. She can't do it. Your hand finds hers and brings it to your face. The sensation is fleeting and fades, as if you're watching everything from the outside, unable to control any of it. No, I couldn't reach her. The monster gasps from the doorway. This is all your fault. You made me do it, you bitch. I didn't make you do shit. The man quickly charges back into the house, lunging at you in a burst of erratic violence. You try to cover yourself as best as you can, but it's useless. You can't handle it all at once. Amy stumbles in, leaning against the doorframe. His cheek is so swollen he could barely see out of his right eye. He tried to attack her. Oh my god. You thought I'd die that easily, he says with a triumphant smile. However, his smile drops the moment his eyes take in the horrific scene. With you half-dressed and Mary so mutilated she's unrecognizable. Even though his body isn't responding well, Hermie pushes himself forward and runs towards you, trying to pull Lalo off you with a shove. He doesn't succeed. You, get out of here, you worthless piece of shit! Lalo grabs him by the neck, throwing him aside like it weighs nothing. Hermie's eyes fill with tears of helplessness and you can't help but feel sorry for him. You use that distraction and shove Lalo away from you, causing him to stagger back. You get up as fast as you can and start kicking him over and over in the groin. Yeah! Literally just chainsaw man this. That sounds very painful but very well deserved. You don't know if it's your knee or something else. Yeah, probably your knee, since you feel tremendous pain with each impact. At least it seems effective at subduing Lalo. You collapse spent into one of the sofas and try to pull yourself together after the brutal beating you took. Let's get out of here, you gasp, getting to your feet, offering your hand to Hermie. He takes it without hesitation. You both scramble towards the entrance where Ray and Camilla are watching. Grandma! Watch out! Hermie's katana thrusts between Lalo and you, blocking him. The guy uses the moment to land a kick on Lalo that sends him back a few steps. Leave him to me. Get your knee out of here. This is not ending well. Are you crazy? He'll kill you. He doesn't listen. He shoves you outside himself, closing the door behind you. This is the worst. I should have just killed him myself. You scream, pounding on the door in desperation, knowing no one will open it. Ray and Camilla can do nothing but obey, leading you away with them. Inside the house, two men stare at each other, both with the edges of their weapons poised, waiting for the other to make the first move. No one does. How the hell are you standing after getting kicked like that, man? His opponent doesn't say a word. The bulging veins in his eyes starting to turn yellow answer for themselves. I see. You know, I might not make it out of here alive. Oh, I don't like this. Lalo doesn't wait. He lunges at him. The sound of steel fills the room in a violent clash. I know I'm not as strong as you, and I'm not as smart as Ray. Still, both their hands tremble, straining against each other, making the bloody blades grind together. Wish I could be the one to protect her. The one she could look at and say, wow, he's my hero. This is so wait, I'm upset. It's selfish and stupid, but it's all I ever wanted. To be her safe place. Oh my god, no! At least I could try this time. I don't like this ending anymore. I wouldn't. I'll just kill him myself. Camilla waits until you're leaning against your own front door and without a word walks over to one of your mum's flower pots. She quickly rolls it aside, takes the key from underneath and offers it to you. Your eyes widen in surprise. You take the small metal object and look at her with doubt in your eyes. How does she know where it was? Seeming to read the doubt on your face, the girl avoids your gaze. Once inside, you don't waste time. You drag yourself up the stairs, enter your mum's room and close the door behind you, sliding down it until you're sitting on the floor. There, finally feeling safe, you look at the bleeding bite on your ankle. It's there. It's real. Fear instantly floods through you, and you hug your knees tightly, burying your face in them. You're going to die. You're going to die. You are going to die. I have enjoyed the story so far, but I'm actually also very, very, very sad. Oh my god. Let's go back and kill the dude, shall we? Kill the monster. You rush towards it, taking in your trembling fingers, and you look at Lalo. You close your eyes. When you open your eyes again, you realize you're standing, breathing heavily, your body shaking. In front of you, the man lies on the floor trying to crawl away from you. His eyes reflect a terror you've never seen in him before. Yo. He vomits his guts back onto the floor along with some black substance. A monster. Seeing him like that makes a smile spread across your face, one that even gives you the chills. Still, your body, which seems to have a mind of its own, walks towards him and raises the machete once more. You created me. Grandma, no! The girl's piercing scream snaps you out of the trance, making you turn around. Mary's on the floor, choking in a pool of her own blood. It takes you several seconds to understand. You had attacked her too. The woman stopped moving, and when you realize what you'd done, you yourself froze because of your actions. Oh my god, this is bad too. I didn't mean to. The machete drops from your hands and you look at Sophia, who's wailing from the bedroom doorway. You try to hurry towards her, but the little girl, terrified, runs out of the house, leaving the door wide open behind her. You try to go after her limping, you don't catch her. You stagger outside the house, painting a long crimson trail behind you like some sinister artist. The sole of your shoe is the brush and the blood your pigment. Sophia is nowhere in sight now. Exhausted, you slump down beside the door, resting your elbows on your knees as you push the hair back from your face. Feeling the wetness of the red liquid against your skin. The monster is dead, you killed it. Good job. Or did it just change shape? This is really good, but I am so sad that I can't save Mary in anything. Yinny! The girl runs to you, kneeling by your side. Behind her comes a frantic Ray and a bruised Hermie. Well, at least they reunited. I wonder if he's actually the Ray from the band. The blood on your clothes says it all, so they can't help but glance inside the house. Camilla's face fills with instant horror. Why don't you take Yinny home, Camilla? Ray, why aren't you coming with me? Where have you been? Says the dark-haired one, putting a hand on her shoulder. Amy quickly does the same from the other side. Yeah, Ray and I will handle the rest. The girl hesitates for a moment, then nods, helping you up before leading you away with her. Camilla waits until you're leaning against your own front door and without a word walks over to one of your mum's flower pots. She quickly rolls it aside, takes the key from underneath and offers it to you. Your eyes widen in surprise. You take the small metal object and look at her with doubt in your eyes. How does she know where it was? Seeming to read the doubt in your face, the girl avoids your gaze. Once inside, you don't waste time. You drag yourself up the stairs, enter your mum's room and close the door behind you, sliding it down until you're sitting on the floor. There, finally feeling safe, you look down at the bleeding bite on your ankle. It's there. It's real. Fear instantly floods you and you hug your knees tightly, burying your face in them. You're going to die. You're going to die. Well, Mary dies in both of them, so the better one is still this one because Hermie's alive and Lalo is dead. So this is technically the better option. Oh my god, that was incredible. Okay, popping back in time here just to film a little intro for this scene. So this scene, I could only get it when I picked all of Ray's best options and had him at the highest affection, which also meant that I had to reject Hermie. So I couldn't say that I was glad to see him, I just had to say thanks, I guess. And then also I couldn't tell him that I felt something for him. All I said was, I do like Ray. And then I also had to let Hermie go with Lalo. So if you do that, you'd get a different outcome here. Resist the impulse. You try and lunge to get away from him, but it's too late. Lalo already had it in his hand. Mary! The metallic sound fills the air, and as if everything were in slow motion, you see Mary running towards you with horror in her eyes before thud. The machete sinks into the woman's shoulder. Mary jumps but still tries to hit him with her hands before another blow comes down. He raises the machete again and drives it into her once more. And then another. And another. Grandma, no! The girl's piercing scream floods the house. Mary wasn't moving anymore when Lalo realized what he's done. He himself seemed to be in shock at his own actions. I didn't mean to. The man drops the weapon shaky and looks at Sophia, who's wailing from the bedroom doorway. He tries to hurry towards her, but the little girl, terrified, runs out of the house, leaving the door wide open behind her. The monster tries to go after the little one. He can't stop looking at the pool of blood spreading wider and wider under Mary's body. I couldn't reach her. The monster gasps from the doorway. This is all your fault. You made me do it, you bitch. The man quickly charges back into the house, lunging at you in a burst of erratic violence. You cover yourself as best as you can, but it's useless. You can't handle it all at once. The sound of a motorcycle engine flooded the scene. And before you knew it, the door flew open and Ray burst into the living room. He saw Mary's body and you with your clothes torn and he didn't need more. Oh no. Oh my god, he's so mad. Lalo barely had time to turn when the first punch split his eyebrow open. Fell to the floor with Ray pouncing on top of him. You think you're a man treating a woman like that, you filthy pig? Every punch was a dull thud against flesh, an echo of the fear you couldn't put into words. Lalo tried to cover up, mumbling something through his teeth. Ray had no interest in listening. The dark-haired one stopped, breathing heavily. His knuckles are split and his face is stained with drops he didn't know were sweat, tears, or Lalo's blood. A terrified Camilla, along with Hermie, comes in through the door staring at the scene in horror. Grandma! Hermie, right? Ray growled, glancing sideways at the white-haired guy. Take it in, get out. What? Get out! Hermie responded instantly, taking your hand and leaving you away. The look in Ray's eyes at that moment said it all. He wanted blood and he wanted revenge. Hey, Ray. Ray doesn't answer, but he glances at you at the corner of his eye. Make him suffer. You whisper before leaving the scene. Ray responds immediately with a faint crooked smile upon hearing it. Then he reaches into his pocket and pulls out the Susami knife you'd given to him. I shouldn't have left them alone. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Lalo's groans suddenly become louder. He seems to be coming too. Ray got close to him immediately. Oh my god. He's actually very hot like that, I will just say. And you, did you really think you could get away with it? He spit straight in his face, his gaze filled with pure contempt. Spineless freaks like you make me sick. Rats pretending to be lions. You're always the first to turn into monsters when in reality, you're just insecure idiots who grab onto power the moment anger gives you an excuse. But you made a mistake. You messed with my woman. Oh, thank you. And as long as I'm breathing, I won't let anyone hurt her without paying the price. Lalo tried to uselessly push him off, but Ray's grip was like a predator's claw digging into its prey. This is what happens for daring to touch what doesn't belong to you. Oh my god. Camilla waits until you're leaning against your own front door and without a word, walks over to one of your mum's flower pots. She quickly rolls it aside, takes the key from underneath and offers it to you. Okay, I think this is still the same. Cause yeah, you go in and then you see the bite and then you realize you're going to die because you've been potentially infected. Okay, there's a couple more endings I want to explore, namely this one where I say we should evacuate because last time we picked we should stay. Doña Mary's right, the soldiers have guns and supplies, maybe even... You put a hand to your knee, looking at your dislocated kneecap. Maybe even a doctor who can help me. The woman nods while Ray can only lower his gaze and fall silent. The decision has been made. In the morning, you could hear a small truck moving slowly through the streets. Seemed like the only living sound in the entire neighborhood. Residents of the zone must report to Central Park for evacuation. Please present valid identification and bring only essential items. The rally point will be active only during daylight hours. Ray seems unsettled by the message. It showed in how he chewed his thumbnail, tapping on his boot on the floor from anxiety. Aren't you going to get your things? Unlike you, they already have their suitcases packed and everything ready to go. We lost the keys when those guys chased us, we can't get in. Don't worry, I packed you some of my husband's and Jackie's old clothes. You nod to Mary in a gesture of thanks, and without further delay, you and your small group leave the house, joining the rest of the neighbors who had managed to survive this long. Atslan Stadium is almost overflowing. The voices of thousands of people create a dull roar in the air, mixing with the smell of sour sweat, cheap disinfectant, and fear, into a kind of unpleasant broth of which you are now a part. Grandma, I have fear and hunger. Like the game? I know, Miha, I know. We'll ask for something as soon as we get inside. Who goes first? You or me? Let's flip a coin. I'll take heads this time. I'll take tails, and Ray can have heads. In more ways than one. Hehe. Shut up, Yiddy. You called tails. Ray called heads. Tails. You go first without much worry. You glance back, noticing how the soldier looks up from his screen at Ray. Raimundo Suarez Zuniga. Come with me for a moment, please. Ray just smiles and sighs, resigned. Wait, where are you taking him? Don't worry, I'll be fine. Go on ahead. I'll catch up with you later. The idea doesn't sit well with you, but you trust him, so you finally let go. The soldier separated Ray from you for quite a while, so for now, Mary focused on getting you all some food. You take the chance to go ask for the medical attention you so badly need. You see dozens of tents covering the synthetic grass field, while hundreds of people crowd the bleachers and makeshift cots searching for a free spot to rest. Pop, crack, snap. The doctor made a few moves that hurt like hell, put a splint on you and gave you a popsicle stick to bite on. The nurse accompanies you out in a wheelchair. As you leave, among the sea of tired, hopeless faces, a familiar one stands out. Your loyal companion is already there, waiting for you, leaning against the wall with his arms crossed while eating some crackers. You okay? He asked, putting his crackers aside. I don't want to talk about it. After being tied up like a pig, the last thing you want is to relive the experience, so you try to move forward in the wheelchair. The nurse stops you. Sorry, you weren't supposed to keep it. We need the chair for other patients. Oh, right. After nearly being dumped on the floor like a cart of crap, Ray approaches and offers you his arm to lean on. With a grunt of pain and some embarrassment, you clung to him, limping noticeably. Why'd they stop you? They said there was a problem with my record. Nothing important. That's a little sus. You don't sound very surprised, to be honest. It was just a system glitch, nothing more. You look down at the floor, feeling a small knot form in your stomach. Now that everything is so real, you're scared. Do you think we made the right choice? Ray stops for a moment and gently takes your chin, making your eyes meet his. It's a little late for doubts, don't you think? Only time will tell now. I know, it's just, I'm afraid I made a mistake. That seems like foreshadowing, like I made a mistake. At this point, more than right choices, there's the least bad option. I have no idea which one that could have been. Don't be afraid, Yinny. We're in this together. I'll protect you no matter what, okay? Why are you so kind to me? A brief silence settles between you, with him looking down at you and smiling sadly. Look at his blush. He's so cute. Aww. Then he raises his gaze to meet yours, bringing his hand to your cheek and caressing it tenderly, before lowering his eyes to your lips. The answer is clear. Your heart pounds instantly. Yeah, I sure hope you'll have me instantly. Ray. He said nothing, just leaned towards your lips cautiously as if giving you a chance to stop him. You didn't. Oh, that's so cute. Oh man, now I'm worried that something is going wrong because we've kissed already. Not because you wanted it, but because you needed something. A respite. A reminder that something human still remained amid all the horror. You've been in survival mode for so long, even before the disaster. At the touch of his lips on yours felt foreign and yet right. It's an innocent kiss. The kind that demands nothing. Simply existing as proof of a love he has repressed from the moment he found you on the train. His lips are incredibly soft and warm, much more than you imagined. His arms soon wrap around you tightly, holding you as if you're the only lighthouse shining in the darkness. It was like a thirsty man denied water, who now after so long reveled in the sweetness of oasis. When he pulled away, a few centimeters your breath felt ragged, and Ray's eyes seemed to glisten with the tears he was trying to hold back. He pulled away just enough to look at you with a smile on his face, while your hands unable to stay still went to his face, catching one of the tears that ran down his cheek. Why are you crying? Aww, I love him. I know I'm not the best at kissing, but I didn't think it was that bad. Am I crying? It's nothing, I'm sorry. Go get a room already. Let him be, old man. Can't you see the world's already gone to shit already? Yeah, but do it at home, there are kids around. The guy looks all around, nothing. Not a single kid, just everyone else watching the fight. You the kid? Look at yourself, man. The little one is 589 months old. I'm just saying, they should have some decency. And then the man joins the conversation. Oh, nosy old man, doesn't even affect you. Mind your own damn business. The pissed off guy gets up and steps right in front of the one who insulted him, staring him down. What'd you call me, asshole? Say it again. Nosy old man. Alright, bastard, get up. I'm handing out some ass-kick tickets and you brought the ball. The fight between those randoms snapped you back to reality, making you immediately pull apart, both of your cheeks burning as you laughed nervously. Should we go back to Mary? Yeah, that'd be best. He adjusts his grip on your waist, offering more support as you both make your way through the sea of anxious evacuees, searching for Mary. Hey, one last thing. Yeah? I want you to know that no matter what fate has in store for us, I'll never leave you, Yinny. Never. Oh no, nuh-uh. I played enough scary games to know that shit is about to get real. I'm scared, something is gonna happen. Those words unleashed a feeling of a million butterflies in your stomach, but you tried to hide it by giving him a light punch on the shoulder. Damn, that's scary. You sound like a total stalker. His only reply was a smile. A few days later. What did I tell you? Ray? Ray! A soldier from a distance lowered a smoking gun, believing he saved some victims. A mistake. The others didn't take long to storm the soldier, drawn by the gunshot. His screams were drowned out in seconds. I'm scared. Are we going to die? He reacted as fast as he could and grabbed Camilla and Sophie, running away from the crowd. My boyfriend! You didn't even have time to grieve your loss. Time didn't whisper it, it screamed it. It wasn't just hunger or thirst that cost so many lives, but human incompetence. Doña Mary was the first to fall. The nightmare Ray had predicted unfolded with terrifying precision. Just one of those bastards, just one, managed to slip through a maintenance door that wasn't sealed properly. One was enough to unleash hell. In less than an hour, Aztlan Stadium had become a concrete tomb. You and the girls were plunged into darkness, locking yourselves in a small storage room, with no light, no way out, with only the endless banging of a chain hitting a pipe in the dark. It's okay. We're gonna be— oh no! We are not gonna be okay. Tears sink into your flesh. Blood begins to leave your veins. And soon, the chaos virus makes you move to find a new victim. If only you could turn back time. I can't believe Ray just died. That was so upsetting. Oh my god. Does that mean if I pick this one, Ray has to wear the pajamas? Okay, let me take the formal pants with a white button-down shirt and he can wear the kitten print pajamas. No one tells you how to live your life. Death to gender roles. And what am I supposed to wear? I didn't think you had fragile masculinity, Rayito. Does pink intimidate you? He falls silent hearing you call him that, responding only with a click of his tongue. Of course not, I ain't pink for breakfast and shit little hearts. He grabs the clothes in his hand and tries to stretch them, pretending to put the blouse over his shoulders. I'm not gonna fit into this. Well, sleep shut-the-sun. Oh really? You're sneaky. I am. Doña Mary watches from behind, shaking her head in disapproval. Ah, look at him! Oh my god, wow, he actually looks great. You should wear crop tops more often, Ray. Later, Ray was already wearing the pink kitten pajamas with the white blouse. The blouse was so short it fit him like a crop top. You can't help but look at him with a mix of surprise and mockery. What? He says, trying to cover his abdomen with a towel, clearly insecure. Insecurity that only grew when he saw you trying to hold back laughter. Don't laugh, you look like a prissy church grandpa. You raise an eyebrow at his comment. Well, if you wanted someone conservative, cut your hair, you punk. A nice schoolboy cut. And cover those tattoos or I'll chop your arms off. Don't you have a mass to go to or something, Grandpa? You wish you had my style and elegance. You're just some grimy nobody. As he says that, he even tosses his hair back arrogantly. Oh, the shirt is tight. Yeah, so am I. I mean, what? He tries to stretch in the constricting garment. You can see how uncomfortable he is just by looking. I told you to take it off. You say it as if it were the most obvious thing in the world. It's not like you're the one who gets Mary's scolding. You need, no matter the circumstances, you're still a little troublemaker, aren't you? Fine if you insist. The living room is dark enough that you can't see things clearly, so Ray takes advantage of the night's cover to take his shirt off. Wow! Huh, I should sit on him. And that seems to be everything, because we've gotten all the CGs here, and we've gotten all of Ray's as well, and then all of Hermes are unlocked. There's still 2 more love interests that haven't been introduced yet, because the dev said there were going to be 4, which I believe. And yeah, that's everything. God, I love this game so much. Rarely do I get to play a post-apocalyptic Yandere game, and it's incredible that this exists. This is one of my favorite games. Ray is so incredibly intriguing, and I absolutely adore him as a character. Hermes' introduction is also very interesting as well, because I'm actually wondering if he's going to be Yandere or if he's just going to be a normal dude. Because we know that Ray's going to be a Yandere, although he's slow burn. And we know that, you know, there are other love interests. I'm really wondering how that's going to play out. Because it seems like Ray already knows who Hermes is because he knows Hermes' name. And yeah, like all of this is shaping up to be very, very risky. I feel so sorry for Jackie though, who died. And also for like Mary as well, who we lost in this one because I really liked her. It was so sad that I wasn't able to save her even in any of them. But this is written so incredibly realistic. Like the evacuations, the risk, losing people, I think all of it is very, very well done when it comes to a post-apocalyptic setting. And I cannot wait to see what happens. Either suspecting that we are going to slowly turn and Ray is going to find us an antidote, or, you know, one of the other love interests, or we are somehow immune to the bite and to the strain, which is going to cause a lot of problems when, for example, if the government finds out and wants to start synthesizing a cure. So I'm very, very keen to see how it goes. I think the dev does an excellent job at first, like, you know, maintaining an absolutely wonderful art direction and just atmospheric direction. I think it's just so consistent and precise like throughout the entire game, and it's definitely something really, really special when it all shapes up to come together. But also at the same time, I really like that despite it being an apocalyptic setting, there's still little bits of humor and little bits of like love and life that is injected into this that you know, gives the player a lot of hope, and it reminds you that, like, you know, this is exactly what you're fighting for. This is the thing that you're clinging on to, and this is why you're still surviving day in and day out, because you want to be with Ray or one of the other love interests. You want to protect the girls, you want to make sure everybody gets out of this safe and sound and is happy. Despite it being such a scary setting, there's a really good balance of hope and happiness that keeps the player going and also keeps the main character going and keeps them like fighting for what's really dear to them. And I think something like that is really masterfully done, because if you just constantly have angst and dread and everything, it can really wear a player down and also wear a character down in certain cases. So, you know, interspersing it with little moments of happiness, I think, is a really wonderful thing to do. But yeah, as I mentioned before, I really do want to see how the MC gets out of the situation with the bite. I'm very, very worried about what's going to happen to her. I think when the next chapter comes out, we're going to continue on with the route that had Ray at the highest affection, because Ray is ultimately the one I want to pursue the most at the moment. Eventually, I will probably pursue all of them, but yeah, I'm excited to see all of the other two love interests, and yeah, I can't wait to see where we go from there. I did not expect Ray to just come barreling back and like just kill Lalo though. That was intense. But yeah, this is incredible. If you guys did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next part. And also, I highly urge you to support this developer. The game link is in the description box below. Definitely check it out, play it for yourself, leave a kind review and a comment if you can. I know it really makes the developer's day if you do that. And also, if you'd like to support my channel, my Patreon is linked in the description box below. Supporting monetarily is not mandatory, just very appreciated. But thank you so much again, and until the next fictional man, take care.